Hi, I have your file in front of me here, and I have been trying to figure out why this won't work. Why is because of the clipping masks. And I should have probably said that in the um, tutorial movie. But not many students have used clipping masks. You used quite a few of them. Now, I'm going to try, and you may have to make some different decisions, but I'm going to show you a way that you can check each item. Okay, first of all, I'm going to take these in between items and I'm going to marquee them and I'm going to turn them off in your layer palette. Let me make the layer palette a little bit bigger so you can see it. This is going to take a bit, so you're going to have to be patient as you watch. So I'm going to turn off the symbol, very well organized by the way, the 00, the lizard, and the web. Okay. Let's start with the first item, or one of the items. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to take the first item up here, and I'm going to click on the circle. Now, if I pick up that item, just that item, with the direct select tool or the regular select tool, and I put it into here and it makes a pattern that I can see, then that's not one of the issue problems. Okay, so it made it. But I'm going to Command or Control Z back because I can turn that one off now and lock it. I can turn it off and lock it. Let's go to the crotch. I'm going to select it. So let me go close. And I cannot figure out what is going on with this one, but I think it's this pattern that you have back here. Okay, so when I open it up, I'm going to go into that pattern. I want to see where that pattern is. Okay, it's going to be inside this, which has a circular pattern into it. And I'm going to see if I need to remove the clipping mask. Now, it's not, let me show you what I'm talking about. If I pick this up, I'm clicking on the circle for the whole thing. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So there's the whole thing, right? Okay, I'm clicking on the circle and I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to drop it into here. And if it doesn't show up, then I know it has a problem. So first, with it selected, go to Object, Expand Appearance. Now let's pick it up again and put it in here. And if it doesn't show up, then I know there's more issues. So I'm going to go into this item here and I'm going to see where your, I don't think it's that, and I don't think it's that, and I don't think it's that. Meaning I think it's going to be in this bubble area. And I think it might be that pattern that you have back here inside the crotch. So I'm going to take that and throw it away. Okay, and you're just going to have to kind of deal with that, as meaning the couple of the patterns in the Spider-Man mask and in other things, you may have to forego those. You want to create simple shapes for a textile pattern. Now, that I've gotten rid of that pattern, let's pick it up and put it in here again. And now it does make it. So it was that pattern. Okay? Okay, so now I can lock that one. Look at this is trial and error. So I can lock that one and hide it. Okay, now let's go into the camera. Let's just click on the camera and see if that one makes a pattern. The answer is yes, it does. So now I can throw that one away and I can throw that other one. I should have thrown that other one away. Okay, so now I know the camera's okay. So that will definitely make a pattern. Let's go into this element here. Now, I'm going to try to select it right there. And this is where you're going to have to be a little patient or make some different design decisions or illustration decisions. Okay, so I'm going to select it and I'm going to pick up, and I don't know why it's not selecting the whole thing. I think because you have a clipping path inside the body, which I don't know if you needed. You probably did need it, but you may, because I know that you clipped off those elements here. So let me first select the lizard's main radio button here. Now let's go to Object, Expand Appearance. Okay, now I'm going to pick it up and see. See, it doesn't even want to pick up. So I'm going to pick it up and see if I can bring it into here and see if it'll make a pattern. And it did. It did. It made a pattern. So that's not the issue. So at least we fixed that one. So I'm going to close the lizard. I'm going to lock it and hide it. Now let's go to the next one. Okay, you have a pattern in the skateboard, which I think you're going to have to get rid of. Okay, so let me go into here and find that pattern. That's not it. Clipping mask, you have a clipping mask in there, and here is the pattern. Okay, so I'm going to throw away that and let me select that, but make the fill that gray that you used. You didn't use a gray. I'm going to make it a different color. You might have to make it a different color, so don't be, you're going to have to give in to some of this. So now that I have that pattern gone, and if you want to make a gray up here, you can make a gray. That's fine with me. So I'm going to select it, and now let's put it by itself into here, and if it makes a pattern, then we're good. And it did. It did make a pattern. So I'm going to throw away the dinosaur because I don't want all those ones up there. So now the skateboard is okay. So now I can lock it and hide it. Let's go to this young lady. Now she has a clipping mask for the face. I don't think you needed a clipping mask for the face. She does have that little blush thing that's happening here, but I think it'll be okay. So let's go into her face fill, which, okay, you have that. Let's see if she'll make, let me pick her up and put her into the swatches palette. And yes, she definitely made a pattern by herself. So now I can lock it and hide it. Let's go to him. This is the trial and error that sometimes you have to go through. So let's now select him. Just select him, Mr. Sorial, and bring him up into here. I got to do it again because I didn't grab something. Okay, now let's make him. And he made a pattern, so he's going to be okay. So we lock and hide him. Now, let's go to the Spider-Man mask. We're almost there, and I know this is a kind of a pain here, but this Spider-Man mask right here has a couple of patterns. I know you made one. See, there's a clipping group in the eye. I think what we need to do is remove the clipping groups, and I know that you wanted these patterns in here, but that's what's causing it to not make a textile overall pattern. So you're going to have to give up a little bit of this. So I'm going to, let me just try to finish this. So let me click on the circle for the main mask and go to Object, Clipping Mask, Release. Now, obviously, we don't want this. Whoops, I need to select the Direct Selection tool and click on just that. Okay. Let's click on the pattern for here and get rid of it. Let's click on the pattern for here and get rid of it. You might have to go in and shorten these by themselves, like I'm doing right there, okay? I know that's a pain, or you could use the Shape Builder tool and get rid of those on the outside. So you can figure that one out, but let's make his mask be red and put it on the bottom. So I've almost fixed him, right? So let's select the face. Let me go in and see. Here's the face right there, but I'm going to move it all the way to the bottom and make it the red that you wanted. Oh, it is already the red. Let's make it be, you have an opacity on it. Well, where'd you put the opacity on it? You must have done that in the appearance menu. Let me see here where you put the appearance. Okay, let me see where that one is. And I don't see where you put. I am going to go to the transparency pattern window and see. No, that's at 100%. Okay, it's that red. All I got to do is find how, and it's making me feel stupid here, but let's go, if that says 100%, Where did you put that opacity? It's a tint. Okay, that's it. It's a tint of that color. So you must have put a tint of that color in here. 100%. Okay. Where is the tint of that color? I am looking. You got 100% there. I'm going to try putting 100% in here and seeing. Okay, that's not it. I'm feeling silly. There's only it's either in the appearance. Let me see if you put it in. Oh, opacity right there. I should have just opened up the fill, and you have an opacity of 30% in there. And there it is up there now. Okay, now I can put it in at 100%. Okay, that one is, and you can go fix those little lines there, but that's fine for his mask, because remember, this is a simple textile pattern. So let's select the whole mask now. I know that was a pain, but let's pick up the mask and put it into here, and it makes it. So we did it. That was something. Okay. Now you can go in and fix some of those other elements that are like a little bit too far. Okay. So that's your job. But let me go in now and take his mask and lock it and hide it. Now let's go over here. You have a few patterns in this little guy. So let's go into this little guy and first take the clipping mask and get rid of it. So let's go to Object, Clip. I selected it, right? You saw me select that circle. Go to Object, Clipping Mask, and Make. Sometimes it takes a bit. Okay, now that's all we have to do is select that and get rid of it. So that was fine. He didn't need those circles in there, in my opinion. I know you don't like this, but it's the way it is. So let's now make him, and he totally made a pattern. Okay, that's perfect. So now let's lock him up and hide him. Now we're almost there. Let's just click on the little purse thing here and see if it makes a pattern, and it did. So now we can hide it and lock it. And the last one are the glasses. Let me see if that's the last one. Yes. So let's grab the glasses and just put them inside of here, and they made one. So now we should be fine in actually making your textile pattern. I had to remove all the clipping masks, and I had to get rid of those dotted opacity back patterns. I know that was a lot, like I said. Now, let's turn on all the ones that we want to make into the textile pattern. I'm almost done this movie, hopefully. And let's turn them all on, here and here. Okay, and unlock them. Okay, I have to unlock them very carefully. Okay, just one more. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to take the V key and marquee. Now we've tried every one of these individually. Okay, we have. Now let's pick it up. I'll grab something like the crotch one and put it up into here, and it made your pattern. So it took a while for me to figure this out. Now I'm going to click away from it. I'm going to go up into the pasteboard here and hit the M key, but I'm going to make this pattern be in the fill. So the fill's in front. I made your new pattern, and here is your new pattern. So for some reason it came in very, 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 very small. So if I double click the scale tool, let's see what the problem is here. So I uncheck transform objects, and I want to transform just your patterns. Let me try to put in 500% and just see what that does. Okay, that's perfect. So now you can see, you must have, for some reason, it made them very small, and I don't know why. But it's okay, because you can see how you can deal with the scale inside this by having, I'm thinking here, by having that done. Okay, let me go in. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I could put in, it's quite a bit, but I could put in 800%. Let's go like this, and you can see here how now that works perfectly. So I'm going to click OK. And there's your movie. So it took a little bit to get it done. It's not so bad not having the little pattern things in the face here or in Spider-Man's face or anywhere else. And for some reason, it flipped your words. Oh, it flipped all the words. I don't know how it did that. I think we can reflate. Let me see if I double click the scale tool and let's go to a negative 800%. And let me see if it switches it. So let me go, okay, nope, let me Z back. Okay, that is really weird. Oh, because I went 800%. I'm sorry. I went 800% twice. That's why it did that. So I'm going to put in a negative. Sometimes you have to go negative to make it flip around. So I'm going to try it again. I have the M key. I have your fill in front. I'm going to make it. Okay, now let's double click the scale tool and let's go a negative. Let's go negative 200. And let me see what I get. Okay, that is real. Now it's upside down. Okay, that is really strange. Okay, horizontal, vertical, non-uniform. Let me go just 200% and hit preview. That is really weird. Why that's backwards. Let me cancel that. Let me delete that. Let's go into the pattern and see what the problem is. It shouldn't be that way. It's perfect. You can see see how it's the right reading pattern here? Maybe I made the rectangle backwards. You never know. You just never know. So, okay, I'm going to hit done or cancel. Now, one more time, let me click this. Let me make a regular rectangle. Okay, now it's the correct way. Isn't that the strangest thing? Okay, whatever happened, now it's the correct way. So, watch the first part of this movie as much as you need to. Remove what you need to remove here. Recolor what you need to color. Do everything I did. Drag these up one at a time into the pattern window, into the swatches window to see if what you've done is successful. Remember what I did to see if it's successful. I'll take the V key and I'll show you in her, okay? If I pick her up by herself and she makes that little pattern, then I know the whole thing will make a pattern. So I'm going to Control Z back, and that's it. So good luck, and let me know if you have any more questions.